Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of P&M's and Movie Criticisms. I'm Miss M.
And I Miss P.
What's up everybody? How's it going? I hope everybody's having a fantastic week. And welcome back. If you're new, sit back, relax, join us, get your favorite drink. If you're not new, hey family, you know it's so nice to see you again. Figuratively. Haha. But anyways, with that being said, today we are going to review Ready or Not, Here I Come. Woohoo! Aren't we so excited? But, Miss P,
Yes,
you know what time it is.
sure do. It's the year of our Lord, April the 19th, 10:13 p.m.
EST?
Eastern Standard Time.
You know what I mean by hype.
You don't need no hype, you better hype yourself up. You don't need no hype, you better hype yourself up. You don't need no hype, you better hype yourself up. Hey, you don't need no hype, you better, you don't need no hype, you better hype yourself
With the
up.
hot sauce, P&M movie criticisms with the hypnotism, P&M movie criticisms, we be getting them P&M movie criticisms. We tell you everything that's hot and everything that's not. Isn't that right, Miss P?
That's right, Miss M.
Speaking about what's hot and what's not, let's talk about Ready or Not, Here I Come. All right, so now, ladies and gentlemen, we have what we call our hot sauce chart. Up at the top is the Carolina Reaper. This is pure silver screen perfection. There's nothing better. Okay, beneath that, we have the ghost pepper. The ghost pepper is hot. It's sizzling. It is great, but is missing a crucial factor or two that keeps it from being the legendary Carolina Reaper. Beneath that is the habanero. It's a solid feel-good film you and your family enjoy. It is a decent date night movie. It didn't kill your evening. Beneath that is the jalapeno. It's got some heat, but it's meh. And you kind of start thinking to yourself, did I make the right choice? And beneath that, we have the bell pepper. Boring, boring, bland, bland, bland. And if you really were thinking about whether or not you made the right choice, you know, it's a certainty. You know that you feel like you've wasted valuable, precious minutes of time. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, we know that time is money. So, should we sue? I don't know. To sue or not to sue. But either way, Miss P, how do you rate Ready or Not? Here I come.
Ready or not, 2 is very high for me. It is a ghost pepper habanero.
There's a whole blend mixture here. It's a ghost pepper, Carol, habanero. No, I gotta understand. I gotta get down to the nitty gritty. I gotta ask you some questions. I gotta understand why such a mixture. Let's see. I would say that I'm leaning towards the ghost pepper habanero, but heavy ghost pepper. Let's not.
I almost wanted to give it a Carolina Reaper, but it's not that good. I mean, it's good, but it's not that good. So I guess I could say ghost pepper.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, for those of you who look at story arcs and character arcs, the other thing you have to look at is how it makes you feel. You know, how it commands that attention. And basically, how much you enjoyed watching it. Were you emotionally invested in the movie? Something, if you haven't seen Ready or Not 2, you gotta see the first one. Because Miss P was like, let's watch this. And I was like, okay, but wait, there's a prequel. And I'm so glad I watched the first one. So just don't go out there and watch Ready or Not 2. There's just so much pretext from Ready or Not if you haven't seen it, and I'm so glad I did watch it. But anyways, let's talk about it, Miss P. Let's talk about it.
Right now, we have P&M's movie criticisms criteria that we need to look at. And at number 9, do we like it or do we love it? Number 8, is it historically accurate? Number 7, did it strike my emotions? Number 6, did it keep my attention? Number 5, what are the production elements? Number 4, what's the quality of directing? Number 3, the quality of the acting. Number 2, the sound quality and effects. And number 1, my favorite, cinematography.
You know it. All right. So, Miss P, do you like it? Do you love it? Did it keep your attention?
Oh, yes. I love that movie because it has so many one-liners that are just too good not to say in real life that I
Oh
love it.
yeah. Yeah, and this is not even from the first this movie, it's from the prequel. Okay? And you know what? Let's give you a quick synopsis, okay? After surviving one deadly game, Grace and her sister Faith must now outrun four rival families competing for a powerful throne. Winner takes all. So just to give you a gist, if you haven't seen it, try to not give you as many spoiler alerts as possible. You have Grace, our protagonist here. Miss Grace is played by Samara Weaving. Hi, Samara. What's up? How you doing? Okay. And she's getting married into the Ladona family. Ladoma or Ladonas. But either way, they're one of those wealthy families that's like old money. You know what I mean by old money, right? I mean, I'm talking like Rockefellers, right? So imagine that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about old money, multi-generational wealth type of money. So she's marrying into this. So already there are cultural differences because for the wealthy and even like your upper class and middle class, there are very strong cultural differences. And this movie, well, yeah. Anyways, you're just gonna have to watch it and see. But anyway, she marries into the family and they have a tradition because they need to pay homage to, well, pay their respects to Mr. LaBelle, who is basically Satan's right-hand man, and their wealth comes from blood, money, power, and in order to keep Satan, Mr. LaBelle, happy, certain rules have to be maintained and certain games need to be played to make them very, very happy because if they don't, bad things will happen. Anyways, there's a game they have to play on her wedding night. And she doesn't know the game. Nobody knows the game until she pulls it, but there's that one card, and she pulls it. And boy, hide and seek. Oh gosh. Grown up style, aka Bloody Bones. If all of you play Bloody Bones, it's like hide and seek, but the person that is looking is they're called Bloody Bones. And anyway, I'm not gonna get into it, but um beats the odds. She beats the odds. But that brings us to Ready or Not too. And because she has beaten the odds, the seat or the throne is now open. So her battle is has not ended. As a matter of fact, well, you know what? The battle has ended, but the war is beginning. Okay? Let's put it like that. And now she's at it, but this time she has her sister Faith to join her, played by Miss Catherine Newton. What's up? Anyways, that's just a synopsis of it. I just wanted to add that in there, give you a little bit about what this film is about. I love the first one. The second one, they did it even though they're made what? That's like 6, 7 years apart because it was 21 toes. That's 7 years. And it's 7 years later. So they did a pretty good job keeping that film. What do you think, Miss P?
I think that because it has been 7 years, it didn't die down any. Like, it kept the same intensity throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like, because the movie is older, like the first movie, the prequel is older than the sequel. It kept the same intensity because sometimes you know how you have movies that come out way later and then they don't keep up and it's horrible.
Mhm.
This one did. This one did. It did not turn away from anything. It was just as good as the first one to me.
It was. It was good. It was good. There's only one thing that I just really didn't like. Um, that was the scene where Grace is fighting. She's fighting Alex's ex. Alex is the name of the Ladoma that she married, and he has an ex, and she puts on her wedding dress, and she's being really dramatic. That scene just didn't really, I don't know. It was an okay scene, but it just wasn't what it could have been, really. I think really it was just a pacing issue. It really, yeah, it was too long because it's actually very interesting. I don't know if that part was as well casted as possibly could by because he's fighting Francisco El Caído, and Francisco El Caído, she wanted to be the bride. You know, Alex loved her, blah blah blah. We get it. But Alex didn't marry you, now did he though? Anyway, it's a bit. That's the only scene. But other than that, you know, they could have cut it down. She just, I don't know, she just isn't really in that. It's just that's the only thing that fell flat. Anyways, Miss P, what else?
Mm. So, from the first one to the second one, is it historically accurate? Yes, it's historically accurate. 100%. It didn't miss anything from the first one to the second one, you know?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It everything kept with how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's true. And this movie has a lot of humor in it, and it's dark humor. So if you like dark humor, there's a lot of dark humor in it, then you'll like this movie. So at the end of the movie, like the first movie, she survived everything and all the weirdness, and this paramedic says to her, "What happened to you?" And she's like, "In-laws." And
As
then
as the whole place is burning.
and she's drenched in blood. You know, her bridal dress is a wreck at this point. Like, it's not a bridal dress, it's more like a sacrificial dress at this point, right? So, like, and then in the second movie, the detective is talking about taking her downtown to the police department, and he's like, "What happened to you and your husband?" And she's like, "It didn't work out." Like, well, yeah, it didn't work out, right? So, so anyways, oh man, that's hilarious. I'm done, Miss P. I'm done.
Did it strike your emotion?
But yeah, I mean, there are some funny parts in there. It definitely struck emotions and everything. And you know, Catherine, she was doing her thing, really. You know, Catherine as Faith, playing when she played her sister when she played Grace's sister, Faith. She really did. I mean, she was so annoying. Like, oh my gosh, she was so annoying. I get it. Your sister abandoned you, and she was your entire world. I understand this. I get it. You had a foster family and everything. And yeah, they were a good foster family, but your sister was your only blood. I get it. And she went off and left you when she was 18 years old, and she didn't take you long, blah, blah, blah. I get it, but you're being hunted right now. You have to swallow that and deal with it because you're being hunted right now. But that was a part of the character arc, though, right? The part of the character arc, and this is why this film gets the Ghost Pepper. it gets the ghost pepper because it successfully. Because I'm thinking, how are you gonna make a sequel? And so I was like, "Uh-huh, okay. Okay, I got you. Alright." Now, if we think about her arc from from the prequel and the sequel, the entire series, okay, this is a pretty good arc, but if you think about it from the perspective of just one movie, with her character arc, she is able to make a character arc. She's already made an overall character arc from the first to the second movie, but what helps her make this character arc is faith. Faith helps her make the character arc because it's her relationship with her estranged sister that mends and is healed, okay, that provides the character arcs for Grace and for Faith until the end. And it's so funny, because it's Grace and Faith that they're up against. And uh, uh the Satanist.
Spoilers.
Oh, can I say Satanist?
I mean, that was a spoiler, but go ahead.
And Grace and Faith. Any
Uh-huh.
Grace and Faith, Grace and Faith. Anyways, I'm done with that. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
So she kept your attention. The movie kept your attention. Okay. What were the production elements like for you?
Well, one thing's for certain was that location was pretty serious. That's a pretty rich looking place. The green, the buildings. So we're looking at about maybe $14 million budget. Very small. But they clearly got connections because those mansions like that are expensive.
But
Like,
they had to rent out the golf course.
yeah, that's expensive. But you know what though? Most of the movie takes place on the mansion and the golf course. So because you have the mansion and the golf course, if you shell out that type of money to rent the whole thing, goodness gracious, the whole movie it takes place there. Oh, besides the hospital. There's the hospital location. And then they go from the hospital, but the hospital, that's really short. And you could do that on like a film set or even have that built on location, and it just really depends. But that doesn't wouldn't be too much. So technically this film really only has two locations. As far as production elements go with a $14 million budget. Let's take a look at the let's take a look at what it's doing right now. Okay, so basically that $22,728,874 domestic. And then for international is $15,500,000. Worldwide, we're looking at $38,228,874 million. This movie right now is still currently in the box office. But in order for this movie to be considered a success and not a flop, it needs to make at least 2.5 times its budget. So let's see. Wow, this movie is a success.
It's not a floppity flop 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 like we always watch.
Can't help what's trending.
Flops always trend for either being really bad or people like bad movies.
I don't know what's
Flop.
going on. That's another topic of discussion for another time. But but yeah, $35 million is what it needs. Would have need to make $35 million at two and a half, which is 2.5 times the budget. By the way, that's 2.5 times, not two. That went 2.5. Um, and it's at 38,228,874. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna even, and more than likely will go 3 times this budget. So it's a success. Congratulations on your success, everybody, the filmmakers. I'm pretty sure that's gonna make them all happy. Um, Matt Bettinelli, Alpin, Tyler Gillett. These are the directors, so the writers, Guy Busick, R. Christopher Murphy, and also Matt Bettinelli Alpin. And congratulations to our cast here. It's a star-studded cast. But anyways, that's all. You have anything you want to add to production elements?
Not at all. And you already talked about directing. So, what do you rate the quality of acting?
Well, I mean, the acting is pretty good, and then nothing really jumped out at me. Everybody was pretty good. Samara's pretty good. She's pretty good. And then nothing came out. Catherine, she annoyed me. So she was doing, so she annoyed me as Faith, I should say. So she did a good, that means anytime actors start to really annoy you, that means they're doing their job. Their jobs, right? Okay. A lot of, you mean, like, I remember I was talking with some people about Sean Penn and one battle after another. They were like, I don't like him. He's a racist. I said, that's not Sean Penn, that's the character he portrayed. But still, and I was like, you're in your emotions. That means that Sean Penn did a really good job with his role because he got you into your emotions. But don't put that onto the actor though, okay?
I thought the Indian, that whole destiny right there, that was funny. Like all of them were funny.
You mean like you're talking about Viraj Rajan and Madhu
Yeah,
Rajan?
all of them were funny. Even the little like, and then I really enjoyed the little boy.
That to me
The
was
little
sickening.
No, the little boy was funny because he said, "Let me go ahead and sign my name in the book," and then he came back with those pew pews. That was funny.
To me, for me, the it's like I get that children are part of us, that that's their culture, but like it's such a sadistic culture. You know, I mean, it's just so warped. Like, I get it's a comedy horror, but if this were real life, it's totally beep, 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 beep type of beep, 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 beep. I mean, it's no way for a child to grow up. Oh, your dad, Black movie 1, 2, 3. This happened, that happened. You're seeing all of this happen around you. How is that affecting him? Well, just turn him into a something else.
So,
Just like, anyways,
yeah, pretty much. But I just thought it was kind of funny how he
eh,
grabbed those guns and missed every shot.
and like his dad, yeah, like his dad, his dad, exactly. But anyways, acting, everybody, it was pretty good acting. What did you think about?
Mhm. I really enjoyed Grace and Faith. I really liked Elijah Wood's character too, because he was like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Like he was just the overseer. Like here are the rules, here's what's going on. I wouldn't do the rest of that crazy stuff if I was you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good cast. You got Nestor Carbonell in there as Ignacio El Caído. The small parts were all good. Everybody was pretty good.
And see, when you have a big ensemble, even though it wasn't like truly said, big, big, but when you have a big ensemble, there's people that get lost in the background. Nobody was lost in the background for this one.
No,
Everybody was in the forefront. Everybody had something to say. It was just really good.
everybody kind of had their part. They did well. Let's see. Wan Cheng Fu, played by Anthony Hall, and Kip Danforth, played by Dan Byrne. You know who we're missing? We would be remiss if we didn't talk about Titus Danforth, played by Sean Hoddesy. Titus, he has a really strong character arc.
Yeah, he has a really strong character arc. He went crazy.
He he did, and it's because of circumstances. What his
He
dad
finally
does.
snapped.
Exactly. What his dad does at the beginning, what his sister reinforces, it all shaped him. You saw him going up levels and you saw him changing and his character arc changing. And you know something? This is another reason why I get to Ghost Pepper. I always like to say that your hero is only as good as the villain. Like, he Superman wouldn't be Superman if not for crazy villains. Batman wouldn't be Batman if not for Joker. You need epic villains to make epic heroes. And Titus does it. The final straw to break the camel's back and doing what he does is really what pushes our protagonist, Grace, to really make a really full character arc here. And wouldn't have been they would not have been able to get these results without the antagonist having a full character arc. You know something? Have we ever explained character arcs to our audience?
Probably like earlier on, but not anytime here recently. No.
Okay, let's like quickly. Let's do this quickly. But when we talk about character arcs, we're talking about a transformation within the person's personality. Okay, so for example, Grace goes from being regular lower middle class waitress, to marrying a Ladoma, who again, think Rockefeller, okay, to marrying into this elite class. And then she doesn't realize she's marrying into a very different type of culture is what I'm going to say. Okay. And she now has to play this game and she has to learn how to thrive as a survivor in a game that has a 99% chance of failure for people in her particular role. And her transformation by the end is cutthroat. It's analytical. Is coldly calculating, right? This is what we mean by character arcs. There is a fundamental change within the very fabric of this person. It's like the change is so instrumental, it's like it's embedded into their DNA, all right? And it's the same thing with Titus. Right, there are elements where he's kind of meek in the beginning. He's meek, and he's told to man up. And you know what? He does. Bit by bit, as the story unfolds, he starts to become what the heads of his household want him to become. And it's nothing that's pretty. So he goes from being meek to callous. So, anyways, that's just what we mean by character arcs. And story arcs, we also mean like a beginning, climax, middle, resolution type. That's just to put that in there. That's what we're talking about. Anything you want to add, Miss P?
Not at all, because you summed it up.
Anyway, so, yeah, all right. What's next?
The sound quality and effects.
Oh, tell us about that.
Okay, so not to have a spoiler, but this isn't a spoiler. My favorite part of the whole movie is when she's beating up the other girl, um, the ex fiance of her
Oh yeah,
now,
Francisca
Francesca
El
Ellen.
Caído, played by
Yes,
Maya Dillon.
because Oh my god, the song "I Can't Breathe." The song was just funny as they were fighting because she was like she sprayed her in the face with pepper spray, and then she couldn't see, and then she got it back, and then she sprayed Grace in the face with pepper spray too.
Oh my
And
god.
so that
Yeah,
was the funniest part.
and yeah, that was literally the most awkward battle. Me watching the film was like this. Oh my gosh.
And she kept going, "Where's my you stole him?" And it was just like, "He didn't want you." Like, he definitely chose me. I definitely got married to him. So what's the problem? What's the literal problem?
Get over it, gosh.
But
Okay.
some people can't, and it turns into stalkers and stuff. But anyway, um, the effects were really good because you see Titus go into craziness. He gets whooped up pretty bad several times.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
And you see his descent into madness, literally. You see his
Yeah,
descent go into crazy.
yeah. And that's what makes this movie. And that's why I want to give kudos to the writers because it all starts with the writing. The writing is the foundation. Guy Busick, R. Christopher Murphy, Matt Bettinelli, Open, thank you for creating a cool character arc for the villain, for your main villain, because there's a lot of villains, right?
Mhm.
But but it's the character arcs. Is always the films have more than one character arc with a lot of plot, a lot of the action going on in the film that always make the best films. Always. Just wish that, you know, one battle after another had full character arcs for Leonardo DiCaprio and for Tiana Taylor. And Kashan Penn's character, the him as the antagonist, he had a full character arc, but the protagonist didn't have a full character arc. That's incomplete. How is the antagonist gonna have a full character arc, but your protagonist don't have full character arcs? You know what? I'm not even gonna talk about it. You can tell I'm bothered about this. If they just had the full character arcs, that film could have taken home so many Oscars. Uh, I'm sorry. You know what, Miss P, get us back on track.
All right. Last but not least, cinematography.
What?
Okay, so yeah, cinematography.
Tell us. Tell us. Tell us.
Okay, so let's take it from the bird's eye view. I love how they basically drug them and put them in the middle of a golf course, and they're handcuffed together. It's just how it's laid out is very pretty. Like, the golf course is beautiful. You see everything. It looks all lush and green, and then you see these two girls in the middle of the field waking up, and they look crazy. It's like,
Yeah.
get up, and it's done beautifully. The dark wedding, that was also very pretty.
Ugh.
Like, I'm not saying, "Oh, yeah, it's pretty," because no, it was shot well because it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
too
yeah,
dark,
yeah.
it wasn't too
Totally.
light, like, it was just right. Like, the hues, like, sometimes when people wanna shoot things in the dark, they make it too dark and you can't see nothing, or they make it too light and it's not dark enough. This was just right. This was chef's kiss for this. So, for me, there was different pivotal points where the cinematography reigned over everything else for me because it was the shot. that kept my attention. It was the shot. It was the angle that kept my attention. Cause you could see how that guy tried to murk him before it was time, and he did exactly what Grace said that the others did, was explode, and her sister Grace didn't believe her. Faith, I'm sorry. Faith didn't believe her. She's like, "What do you mean they exploded?" And then she got to see it for herself, and which was like, "Oh my goodness." So yeah. What about you, Miss?
It's pretty good. As long as it doesn't just like come up and be like, if if it doesn't take me out of the story, if it doesn't affect how I'm experiencing the story, as long as it doesn't take away from the film. If it takes away from the film and if it's just really glaring, I can be really snobby about it. You know, thus the segue to one battle after another. Very snobbish with stories and arcs and character arcs. Okay. So like it didn't take away, so I'm good. I'm all gravy.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
that's it for me. Except, subscribe, like, follow us, and vibe with us, chill with us, ask us questions, show us some love. We'll show you love. Respect one another, talk about movies. You just gotta let us know. If there's something you want us to review, let us know.
that right there. But if you really want to just hear us, go to Spotify. If you want to kind of see what we're talking about, go to YouTube.
Oh
Follow
yeah,
us at pnmmoviecriticisms.com.
pretty much. Oh yeah, one thing. Oh, we're gonna be debuting our faces because that's what's trending in podcasts now. You know,
Oh yeah, look at this mug. Woo wee. And
mug.
it might just be a mug with PNM on it.
That is ironic, but cruel, and ironic and very cruel. Well, it's time for me to go outside and bring my seeds in. It's 44 degrees outside, and while that's not freezing temperatures for them, I'm still gonna bring them inside because, well, that's just me nurturing my plants.
Mm. All right. Well, I am Miss P. Bye.
And I'm the Sim. I'm about peace. See you later.